Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant used their Olympic spots on Team USA last summer to celebrate what was most likely their last chance together in such an elite international setting. The future will answer that question, but at the very least, they'll have next month in San Francisco. Their spots were secured when voters, evidently, couldn't bear the thought of bringing any of the three off the bench. So the three generational legends, with a combined 47 All-Star selections, will team up for the West. That was the biggest, and perhaps only, major development that emerged from the hybrid voting system when results were announced Thursday, with 50% decided by fans, and then current players and media splitting the other half. Steph received a bit of home court advantage. The game is in San Francisco. This makes for a fantastic match and ideal scenario and all that. The applause in the pre-game introduction for him will be seismic. But even Curry would agree your eyes aren't lying to you. This isn't a typically great season for him so far. Luka Doncic is more deserving as a starter alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the West backcourt, but, well, injuries. The LeBron baton exchange must wait, at least for another year, because much like Curry, LeBron's starting spot seems more of a reward for the past instead of the present. He's having a solid season: 23.7 points, 9.0 assists, 7.5 rebounds. And have you heard that he's 40? That combination of advanced age and performance remains surreal and still hard to fathom. It's good enough to be an all-star for sure. Before anyone raises the topic of the Suns' record and spot in the West, and really how much they've been disappointing this entire season so far, keep in mind the All-Star Game selection doesn't care about that. It's an individual reward. It doesn't carry the same burden of proof as the more meaningful season-ending awards, such as Kia MVP and All-NBA. Therefore, Durant's selection as a starter makes a bit more sense. He's actually the bright spot for Phoenix, consistent with his jumper, still among the league's scoring leaders, and impacting games as much as he can. New York is looking up at two teams in the standings, and yet still managed to put more starters on the East than Cleveland and Boston, and any team in the West. Karl Anthony Towns is having a better season than any center in the East. Brunson's only competition for a starting backcourt spot is Cade Cunningham, whose profile only soared when the calendar and the Pistons' fortunes both flipped 3 weeks ago. The 7 reserves from each conference, who will be chosen by the coaches to fill out the rosters. This process is always followed by the "who got snubbed" conversation. There's always the chance of an injury replacement getting the call-up, except this season, the league's best players are running good on health, which makes the competition for spots even tougher.